Well, hello there, fellow rockstar entrepreneur. This is Ben Littlefield, and I'm going to talk about getting deals and getting paid. I'm going to make the assumption that you have a good idea of what you're offering and who you want to make that available to, right? So you have something to sell, someone to sell it to, and ultimately you may even have, hopefully, a good process at which to get hands raised. But what do you do if you get a hand raised? If somebody shows any level of interest and now it's like, what do I do now? How do I proceed with a conversation that leads to me getting a deal? Well, I'm also going to make the assumption that you have a method in which to collect payment, right? You've hopefully set that up. You have something ready to where over a telephone call, you can take a credit card number or whatever that may be to you. It might even be sending an invoice over. Whatever that is, you hopefully have all that. And now it's a matter of what do I say to get to that point where I am getting paid, where I am collecting money? How do I close that deal? Well, like I said just now, it is all about getting paid. And I want to stress this. You may have heard me talk about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again because millions of dollars have been generated in my own companies using this exact approach. PAID is an acronym. All right, let's talk about it. All right, this is how to get paid. All right, let's start with P, pain. You need to get very clear in any conversation about what it is your prospect wants versus where they currently are. There is usually a space that exists between where someone may be right now. If they're actually talking to you, it's because they are currently standing in this spot right here, right now, and there is another destination at which they want to arrive, okay? So it's getting very clear, like that pain, like I really want to make it easier to get more clients for my business, right? That's a pain. But what is that pain? Well, really, it's identifying that space that exists between where a prospect is right now, today, at this very moment, versus where they want to be. That is a pain, okay? If they're talking to you, they have a pain. So let's get clear about that. Let's acknowledge that in any conversation. This is very natural flow, and we'll go through this a little deeper. The next A, admission. This is really important because it is your job to get this out of people, right? They have to understand this. This is almost therapy. It is important to clarify what other things they may have tried and understand that despite trying other things or considering other things even, they are still not where they want to be. It's all linked back to that pain. It's like, I've tried this, and I've tried this. I've hired these people, I did these things, I tried these methods, they didn't work, I'm still here, still have this pain, still haven't solved it, right? That's an admission of, despite these efforts, I'm still not getting there, right? What I'm doing is not working to solve this pain, this problem, okay? Which brings us to inaction, okay, or the cost thereof. Inaction. Now, this is understanding the consequence of continuing to do nothing to solve or actually do anything about relieving that pain, okay? If this pain persists, what happens? What is doing nothing about it going to accomplish, right? It could be a number of things. It could be, well, I'll never get to where I want to be, right? That might be one thing they say. Or it may be, man, I'll be in trouble. I might have to close the doors of my business. Whatever that may be. This is not, don't try to load this up. Just try to understand. That's all you want to get to. Because at the end of this, once we kind of clarify the problem or pain, that P, we get admission of, hey, I've tried all these things and I still have this pain, despite all these efforts or lack thereof. That's also an admission, right? If I do nothing about it, what does inaction cost? Inaction. What if I continue on this path of doing nothing or just bury my head in the sand, what does that cost, right? That once you've established these, now you're at D, decision time. That is the ultimate goal. And it's clarifying this final thing. It's clarifying what I just basically summed up. You have this pain, you've tried this, it didn't work, you want to be at this level, you're currently at this other level, you've tried these things like you said, and if you don't do anything, it's going to result in these negative things. Those are the consequences of continuing on this path that you're currently on. Now it's a matter of understanding, okay, I understand where you are. I know where you want to be. I know I can help you get there. So are you ready to get my help to get you there? That's the decision. Are you ready to get help? Finally solve this, right? That's the decision. Everything is leading towards that decision. And I want you to really understand, it doesn't matter if the decision is yes or no. Okay? This is going to be the framework that I recommend you use if you don't already kind of have your own flow. And I urge you to take this framework very seriously. Like I said, millions of dollars, millions have been generated in our businesses with this exact framework. It has taken somewhere around 2 decades, about 20 years, to get this into such a simple formula like this, okay? I have taken so many courses in neurolinguistic programming and business psychology and everything about influence. I've done it all. And this framework that I've kind of devised from years of experience is one that I am so proud to share with you. Okay, so PAID, right? That's it. It's really that simple. Just if you can remember PAID, it just makes a conversation simple. Now, all right, let's make it even easier, okay? Let me give you 10 questions you can ask your prospect that will help you get paid. These questions go into the heart of the PAID approach. So question number 1, what is your primary goal in growing your business? And what has been your biggest challenge in doing that? Really, that gets to it. I mean, what do you want to do? What do you want to do, and what's prevented you from doing that? That really covers a lot. And then shut up, let them talk. Give them the space to talk. It shouldn't be just, I'm going to try to go down this checklist of questions. They might answer the next question or a future question just as they talk. It doesn't have to be complicated. This just gives you the framework. Question 2, if you need to ask this, well, what have you tried to solve this? And for how long? Here's an example. Hey, what have you done to market and grow your business? Have you done anything to reach more customers? What have you done? How long have you tried this? This is kind of important because if you discover that they've not really done much of anything, well, that's going to lead you down one path. If they discover they have tried all these myriad of things and just thrown a bunch of crap at the wall, see what sticks, that will lead you to another path, right? It's just you getting information. That's all this is. Don't look at this as I'm trying to trick them into a sale. That should never be your concern. Your only concern is to see if you can genuinely help these people, right? And then if you can, it's to get to a decision. Because the decision might be your decision. I'm going to remind you that. The decision may be your decision to say, no, I can't help you, right? It's just a decision, a yes or no from either you or them, right? So whatever makes sense. So what have you tried to solve this for how long? Question 3, why is the stuff you are currently doing not working out as well as you want it to? This gives you the opportunity to probe a little bit and see if they understand the depth of their own problem. They may not. You may see it. They may see it. You know, whatever. But you want to really understand. This is going into a little bit of the admission of the whole thing, right? Because it's kind of admitting that, hey, if you've tried things and they're not working, why is that? That is helping to get to that admission part. Now, question 4: where do you anticipate or want your business being in the next 12 months? You can use another period of time if you want to. What is a successful measurement to you? So, where do you want to be in the next 12 months? What do you measure as success? I really urge that you find a way to make this numeric. Don't make this just a feeling, well, I just want to grow sales. No, make it specific. Like get that number. Say, well, what is that? I want to grow sales. Well, by how much? You want to grow sales by 20%? You want to double your sales? You want to grow to $10 million a year? What is that number? What is that measurement to you? Or how many new customers, deals, or sales are you trying to get? Be very specific here. Right? This is getting to a very obvious point at which you can understand what they are trying to achieve and what pain they need to relieve in order to get closer to that objective. Question 5, what has prevented your business from achieving that outcome to this point? The whole point of this question here is to dive even deeper into a simple fact that by the nature of them talking to you at all, they have a problem that they haven't solved. And this question really gets into, man, if you'd already solved it, we wouldn't be talking right now, right? That is what this question is aiming to do. What's prevented your business from achieving that? You've had every opportunity to do these things. Why haven't you? What stopped you? Right? They might just say, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough employees. I don't know how to do it, right? But it's just getting down to it, right? Now, question 6, what will you have to change or give up if you continue on as you are currently without reaching your goals? That's getting to that inactivity, right? That inaction, right? What's the cost of inaction to this person? What will it cost you? What will be the consequence of that, right? What will you have to change or give up if you continue on as you are without reaching your goals? That's really understanding, hey, there is a consequence, a negative consequence to doing nothing about these problems you're saying you have. And you've said you can't solve yourself. That's the big thing. You got problems, you can't solve them yourself. You've tried these other things to solve them other ways, and you're still there. What happens if you continue to still be there and not solve this, right? Which brings us to question 7. Based on what you're saying, this is a great time to summarize it, by the way. So based on what you are saying, you want to achieve this goal in this quantifiable amount of time. So you want to grow your business by 50% in the next 12 months, for example, and you have tried this with this result. So blank. So you have tried blank. Well, you have tried working with these marketers over here, and the result was they took your money and accomplished nothing, right? Or you have tried to learn how to do this yourself or hire someone on your staff to do this, and you got nowhere, right? Whatever that may be. This is just summarizing their own words. This is not you making stuff up, right? And you may have to give up these things if this doesn't change, right? You may have to lay off some employees. You may have to close down the business if this doesn't change. It could be a number of things. What we want by this point is this is their own words. These are their own words. This is information you've already gathered from the other questions, all right? And then it kind of ends with this. I can relate with those challenges. That's what I specialize in doing. Do you want my help? This is called the gap, okay? It's saying you want this in this time. You've tried this. It didn't work. And if you keep on this path and don't do anything about these problems we just discussed, you're going to have these consequences as a result. Man, I know how that works. I do that. That's my specialty. I can help you get where you want to be. Do you want my help? That's the gap. Do you want my help? You're here. You want to go there. You've tried this. It didn't work. I can help you. Do you want my help? Simple as that, right? So question 8. This is more of a statement driven. This is kind of driving into the sale. We're now driving into the sale. Well, I'm all about results and working with niche clients, they could say chiropractors. I keep it simple. I only work with, if you have, this is only use this if this is true. I only work with one client per city. And all I need to do to get started with you to help you, because you're assuming, they've said, yes, I want your help. Okay, cool. So all that needs to happen now is I need $2,000 for a retainer to get started. All right, whatever it may be for you. Does it make sense to proceed? This is important language. Does it make sense to proceed? Really, this is, if anything, feel free to use your own words on all this stuff I've shared so far, but right here, does it make sense to proceed? Use that exact language. I promise you, that is the language you want to use. Does it make sense to proceed, right? And they're going to say yes or no. We're getting towards a decision, all right? And remind them, the fee is this. The fee is $2,000 to get started. That secures you. Which credit card would you like to use for that, right? This is leading them right into the sale. Okay, we've gone through, got them to comply along the way. If we are still in the decision phase where we are still saying yes and they are still saying yes, then number 10, if they are ready to come on board, they have agreed, you have agreed, it's a deal, you're done, you're paid. Welcome aboard. Here's what's going to happen next. I've locked you in. We're ready to go. I'm excited to be working with you. After we far exceed your expectations, this is really important. I ask that you send me 2 referrals. Will you do that? Do it here. They're already excited to get working with you. So this is something you can come back later after you've exceeded their expectations. You've done some awesome work for them. You can run, hey, you remember what I said, those 2 referrals? Man, I'd love to have that. This is a great accelerator to your business. So those are the 10 questions. You don't have to ask all 10 of them, but they are there to help you go through the PAID process. Just remember, listen, let them talk. Let the conversation flow naturally. This is not just a chance for you to go through your checklist. Things will go out of order. That's how natural conversation happens. But really, at the end of the day, you only care about one thing, and that's just getting to a decision. It could be your decision or their decision, but just getting to a decision is a win, even if it's no. Even a no is a win. All right, yes or no. Just getting to the decision as efficiently as you can, and be detached from no. If you're detached from no, it makes it so much easier just to be in a position to serve. If you're in a position to serve, you're listening and you're trying to help. You're trying to see how you can help them. Because if it isn't a fit, let them know, move along. Just the same as if at any point it doesn't make any sense to you or them, move on. That's it. All right, remember also that you hold and possess a prize that will help them. Remember that. Stay in that frame, okay? And now you know how to get paid. This has been Littlefield, reminding you to keep on.